Soulspace. Welcome to the Soulspace Podcast, a modern guide to meaning.
I'm Adrian Choo, and this is my journey in 60 seconds. As a kid, sport was my religion. The Olympic motto, faster, higher, stronger, was my life motto. I was a young Icarus, aiming for the stars. I built a career in sports medicine and fitness, and I was successful, although it felt like I was running 100 miles an hour with my eyes closed. Before I turned 30, I was hit with my first real existential crisis. I started asking questions like, what is the point of all this? Life is going well externally, so why am I not fulfilled internally? And what's the meaning of life? I quit my job. I discovered meditation, contemplation. For a few years, I ran on the spiritual treadmill. Laughed a lot, cried a lot. I was chasing transcendence. Then my ego got smacked a few times for trying to skip steps. I'm currently being trained as an existential psychotherapist. I met Thal in class, and this is her story.
I am Thal Mohammed, and here is my story in 60 seconds. I was born in 80s United Arab Emirates, just as the oil boom started to take off. I went to British schools in the middle of what used to be a desert. The westernization of UAE, traditionally Arab and Muslim, meant that the country was left straddling two worlds. That split was also part of my internal world. My family hails from two different countries, Sudan and Yemen, and so I was always negotiating two sides of an extreme. We moved to Canada in the late 90s, and I found myself with a huge identity crisis post 9/11. I turned to poetry as a source of solace and published some of my own. After all, growing up with conflicted worldviews, reading was my go-to escape, even as a child. The questions I had and still have led me to an academic path. I am currently a PhD student and a psychotherapist in training. Please join us at the Soulspace Podcast as Adrian and myself explore the more profound questions in life through conversations with fellow seekers.